So I'm often talking about how to get more of the outcomes that you want in your life. And today is a little bit of a different avenue to get there and a little bit of a different way to go about it because there are many different parts to it. So it's like if you want different outcomes in your life, you do have to make and take specific action and change things, correct? Like we've discussed that. So another part is also beginning to realize patterns and patterns that need a deeper look to heal, and noticing and understanding that sometimes certain people and certain types of people that come in to our life are really representing an unhealed like wound or trigger, or it's a pattern inside of us, and they're representing that to show us that this is something that we need to work on. And that's something that I've realized recently and really started to take a deeper look at. Like, why does the same type of person or situation come into my life over and over again, but like in different forms? And it's really about taking a second and kind of stepping back, observing it, and what is it that I haven't looked at within myself that I could heal? Or what lesson do I need to learn so that this pattern doesn't have to keep replaying, right? Especially if it's a painful one, if it's more of a harmful type of situation or pattern that you just kind of keep finding yourself being like subjected to in the form of different people or situations or something like that, and just really taking the time to understand that it's not by chance. More than likely it is to show you that there is something deeper to look at and that you're supposed to get a lesson from it, because life really is about learning and having experiences and what we can get from that, right? How we can grow and improve. And it takes courage to look deeper, and especially when it's a wound type of thing that these patterns might be coming in and kind of subconsciously triggering you a little bit, or just like hitting that sore spot, right? And it can take a lot of courage. So it's not easy to do, but what lesson is this person or situation trying to teach you? Have you ever noticed this? Have you yourself experienced what I'm talking about when I say that you just keep noticing or bringing in the same type of people in your life, and you can't really figure out why, and you know it isn't necessarily healthy or what you want, but it just kind of keeps happening, and you get frustrated, right? It can be very frustrating, and sometimes it can be really hard because we want to give different people a new chance, right? Or a different outlook, because we don't want to, I feel like this is also important to say, we don't want to take our past situation and project it onto somebody. That's, that's not healthy, and that's not fair, and that's not good. So we don't want, and you don't want to put your worries onto somebody else and put your problems onto somebody else and project that they're, your problems onto them as if it's them. That's not what I mean. But it's just that the same type of situation keeps happening, and you're frustrated. You're frustrated, and you just think that everybody is the same, right? And it can be really depressing, and it can really take a toll on us mentally or emotionally, especially if we've kind of had this happen throughout our life, like I have. And it's taken a really long time to start to understand that it doesn't have anything to do really with a specific person. It's more of what they're bringing out in you. It's more of the pattern of what they're representing. And then kind of understanding that it's not meant to hurt us, and it's meant to teach us. And if we just really look at it and understand that it's not somebody coming at us and targeting us, or these specific situations that are so much the issue as the underlying lesson that we're supposed to get from it. The pattern, it's a pattern that we need to recognize, and that we need to take a deeper look within ourselves and really start to do the hard work internally to heal and change our mindset, our beliefs, that in relation to these situations or people, to really then start to feel differently. And then you'll start to experience a little bit differently. You'll think a little bit differently, and you'll start to see the different outcomes. But if you don't actively do the internal work and actively practice relating to these situations in a different way. So I mean, seeing them in a different way, putting a new perspective on it so that you can relate to these situations differently and begin to heal, right? And begin to see more of a positive, like what I've had to do with somebody in my life is I've had to understand that even though there's a little bit of pain, right? That and disappointment and sadness may be related to the situation, right? To a situation with this person in my life. I've started to understand that I really prefer and feel better when I focus more on appreciation for the new experiences that this person has brought into my life, or just the energy when I'm with that person and how I feel, and focusing on the positive that's brought in, even if there is some negative, right? And kind of understanding that not everybody's always meant to be in our life forever, and that's okay. And really looking for the lesson and just the experience from these situations and people, and having appreciation for the lesson and for, helping you grow. Everybody in a sense that we come across in our lives help us in some way. It might not always seem that way, and that, if you've had terrible things happen, that might be, because it is for me too, it can be difficult to accept that there was still something that they helped us with, right? There's still something good, because it could have taught us how to be stronger. It could have taught us how to work on healing more. It could have led to us wanting to improve ourselves. It could have led us to changing our lives on the outside and getting a new career, and then moving to a new place and having great new experiences and meeting new friends. I don't think that people come into our lives by accident, or that these situations are happening by accident, right? So sometimes it can help with the pain and frustration if we're looking more for what are we gaining? What can we be appreciative about, and send a little bit more of that energy out, and it changes your mindset a little bit with these types of situations, and it can help with the frustration and the sadness and the not understanding why you keep attracting these certain situations that you don't want, seeing them in a different light, and then actively changing your relationship to them and looking more inward. What is this really hitting? Why is this really upsetting me? And then working on how you can heal that part, so that you don't have to keep experiencing these same types of situations if that's not what you want, right? And then slowly but surely, over time, you will start to have more of the outcomes and more of the situations that you want, when you're able to identify and then actively kind of change the situations, right? And healing, so that you're not just naturally drawn to some of the negativity or the drama or whatever is surrounding that situation that you're trying to change. And it's not easy, and it takes work, and it takes dedication, but it's possible. And it takes patience. And it isn't something that you can just stop and think about for 5 minutes on, a Sunday afternoon and it's just going to be better. You almost have to keep it in the forefront of your brain for a while to begin to make it a habit to relate to these situations differently and see them from more of a positive light, and really what the purpose of it is, so that you can really focus on how you can heal your relationship to the situation, right? And heal that within, and see if you start to notice that you're experiencing less of that hurt and disappointment and sadness or drama or whatever negativity, that's coming from those types of experiences, and then focus more on the experiences that you want to have. And you'll just start to feel better. You'll start to have a little more peace inside, and then you can really focus on creating more of what you want. Okay. Let me know what you thought. Share this with anybody if you think it can help them. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.